Welcome to Ready, Set, Blow podcast. I'm not going to say the episode number because I always lose track, and who cares? So
it's 69. That's
exactly
the episode number.
No, we're 380 something, buddy.
369.
369. Yeah.
We're just going to skip to 469. Just
exactly.
go from 380 to 469.
Got my boy Nate Roscoe in from Florida. I forget which town you're in. You're always in a different town in Florida, though. Which town do you actually live in?
I live in Tampa.
Okay.
And if you guys want to come see me in person, it's no, I'm not going to say my address.
Yeah,
that'd be something, right? Just like blacklist or dox myself.
I did that actually. Like my first year doing the podcast, like, no one's listening to this shit. Who gives a fuck? I mentioned where I live, and then like people started listening. I'm like, hey, you should probably not do that. I'm like, oh, good, I moved. So that address is no longer valid.
They can rewind. It's digital. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna end up shooting someone.
Well, no,
else.
they're gonna go to a four-story walk up in Beacon Hill, Boston, and bother somebody that's not me at the apartment. It's like,
like go swat him or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Monster.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're gonna rob the wrong Italian.
Exactly.
The wrong mobster.
Mug some maid guy. Happy you're in town, brother.
Dude, I've been enjoying this place a lot. I was at the Venice Beach today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I did some.
You see the homeless down there? It's beautiful. No.
It's a great piss stench. No, dude, I think that's the most piss I've ever smelled in my life.
Oh, dude,
was
bad.
Venice Beach. I went in the water and I was just like, I'm pissing in the water and it doesn't even smell as bad as the fucking skate park.
That is kind of odd that the ocean is right there and the boardwalk still smells like urine.
It's still bad.
It's like, guys, walk 100 yards and piss into the ocean.
Seriously, you would think they would just go to the water.
What are they doing?
Yeah,
take a floating deuce. Don't shit on the boardwalk, please.
Yeah, I feel bad for homeless people, but it's like, not really here in California as much because it's like, yeah, you're homeless, but hey, you got the beach.
Yeah, well,
New York homeless, not so much.
Oh, I've had that debate till I'm blue in the face. Like the New York homeless are for fucking real homeless.
Yeah,
there's no tents. They're out on the street, right? Maybe they have a refrigerator box they can hold up into for a few nights, until the rain soaks it and they got to get a new one. But out here, dude, some of these fucking homeless people have like a $400 Arc'teryx tent. I'm like, dude, I'm an outdoorsman, a weekend warrior.
Dude,
like,
I saw
how the fuck did they get that? Like, I can't afford that.
I saw a homeless dude with Beats. I'm like, you're not homeless.
Yeah,
you're a poser.
Dude, my favorite was
fucking phony. Go be a real homeless guy. Try that.
I saw a homeless person like scrolling Instagram, and they were sitting out in front of a bank, and there was like an outlet in the front, and they were charging their phone. I'm like, wait a minute.
If their iPhone has a teen in it, I can't support you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you have a flip phone, I'll give you a few nickels, but you're not getting it with the new Samsung Galaxy. Fuck you. Like,
I usually just try and buy them a meal. That's a nice like buying them a meal, but they want the money.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's another thing about the homeless in New York. Some of them are really funny. So like,
oh yeah.
You'll see signs, guys like, give me $1, I want a beer. Like, just admitting he's an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Or my favorite, there was a guy who used to sit in Times Square with a sign that said, "Tell me off for $1." And people would drop $1 and like bitch him out like it was their boss or their wife they hated or some kid who was bothering him. And he would just have people tell him off and they'd pay him $1. Like, oh, I feel better. Here's $1. And they'd walk away.
You just drop $1. Fucking degenerate.
Yeah, you fucking degenerate loser. Thank you. And he'd walk away.
That sounds pretty fun. That's kind of what my boss does to me. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
He he would pay me and then just be like, "You're a piece of shit."
I know. Well, you were saying you got fired from your job, but I just resigned.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's always nice to be self-employed.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, the company's in a much better position. When it was a restructuring. The company's in a better position. I hired a whole new team, so they were able to run it without me. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to get back to full-time day drinking and talking shit at night. But
that sounds like the life, dude.
I know, but I did it for like 6 years before I started working again.
Really?
The last year I was working.
How the fuck did you go back?
When you need money to pay your bills, Mike now doesn't work for free. This costs me money. I mean, he's not friends with me. I employ him. He has to be here. He wouldn't want to hang out with me for fucking nothing. I got to pay him for his friendship. But
no, I understand.
But you were saying you got thrown out of the Air Force. I didn't even know you were in the military. You got thrown out of the Air Force?
Yeah, I did. I was.
How do you get? Isn't that like a court-martial kind of situation?
No, I wasn't actually fully. I wasn't at my first base yet.
Okay.
So what happened was I went through 4 years of ROTC, mm-hmm. and then I got my second lieutenant bar, and then after that, I went on a podcast. And I drank a little more than I've ever drank. This is probably the most I've drank.
Well, we got tequila in the kitchen, so we're getting fucking weird.
Okay.
Act 2 of the
Bring
podcast.
It out.
Yeah,
right. Bring it out. Send the dog to get the tequila. Yeah, seriously. No, but that was like, I had some Jameson, which I had never had before, mixed with Coke. And I mean, I wasn't like drunk. And I told this story to a comedian. He's like, I think you were drunk if you got kicked out of the Air Force. I was like, maybe I was, but no, I went on this. I was on this podcast, and it was like right in the heat of COVID, and I wanted to be. I was trying to be shocking, so I made a joke about Fauci, which as a lieutenant in the Air Force, you can't do that.
Really?
You can't talk about because he's a public official.
Huh.
And that was the thing that was at the top of my paperwork.
But he's not commander in chief. I mean, he's just a guy.
But he's still a public official. So what I did was I was talking about Fauci, and I had too much to drink, and I said, Dr. Fauci is a little bitch boy with a retarded New York accent. And I've never played basketball a day in my life, but I would cross that midget up.
And that got you shit canned?
That was like one of many things that I said that got me kicked out.
Oh, here he comes. Mikey, bringing in tequila. Yeah. We got a couple shots for the boys.
We got the tequila, hell yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I'll save it for now, but...
Yeah, no, we'll do it before the news. The news portion of the show.
But no, that was what I said. That's what got...
How did it get back to them? Like, it's a random podcast.
A random person watching the podcast, like, reported me to the Air Force.
So how do they know you were in the... That's the thing. How would they know you were in the...
I mentioned it.
Oh, you mentioned okay.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to be saying this because I'm in the Air Force, but fuck Dr. Fauci. Like, maybe don't do the preamble.
No, I shouldn't have said I was in the Air Force. You know what's funny is the fact that if I didn't say I was in the Air Force, I probably would have been fine. They wouldn't have given a shit that I said.
Of course not. Of course
yeah, it's like just the fact that I mentioned. I'm like, isn't that degenerate enough as it is to get anybody fired from any regular job?
Don't they have? But I mean, you have the right to free. I guess you don't have any right.
Not in the military. No, in the military you don't get the right to free speech, which is honestly the coolest part about getting kicked out. Is you like suddenly have all your right to speak again and not
how crazy
get in trouble for shit.
That is kind of ironic that by being a lazy piece of shit American, you have more rights than someone serving the country, bro. It doesn't make any sense.
There's lieutenants who get DUIs who are still in the Air Force, and I got kicked out for that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I mean,
listen, military service is commendable, but
it's kind of gay.
But comedy's way better.
It is way better.
Way better.
No, I will say it's way better. Military is a little, No, honestly, like with all the shit happening in the world now, I'm like, I picked the best time to get kicked out of the Air Force.
Yeah, dude. I bet a lot of guys joined the 80s and 90s and nothing was going on, right? 2001, like, oh, fuck, I got to show up.
Yeah.
Last time I fired a gun was in basic training. God damn it. Now I got to, all of a sudden you're in Fallujah.
You know what blows my mind is the people who joined the military after 9/11. Like, I get it. We were attacked and you want to join.
Get a piece of action. Yeah.
But it's like, the coward within me is just like, you saw what they did to that building.
Yeah, no shit, dude.
They're going to fucking kill me, yeah.
I like to think I'm a tough guy, but the reality is I'm a bitch, son. I'm not trying to get shot at. No. I do not want, God bless you guys for serving. It's not going to be me. I'm way too lazy. I'm fucking doing that.
I was doing it for a job. Like, I didn't really that's why, like, when I got kicked out, I course corrected to what I actually wanted to do with my life. It was a job from the beginning. Like, what I'm doing now, it would have just been pushed back 6 years if I had joined the military.
Yeah. I mean, I've always said it. They talk about, we got to cut this and then cut that. And it's like basically the military is just the biggest jobs program in the country. If you don't know what you want to do and you're a young man, the military is a good option. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you need a job and you're 20 years old, you want to go to college, go join the military. It's great.
If you're 20 years old and you have a chunk of your brain missing, and you don't know what you want to do with your life,
if you're 20 years old,
go ahead and join the military.
If you're 20 years old, you have no prospects, join the military. They'll make you a colonel.
You have no...
Shit, you'll be promoted.
If you have no fucking purpose in your life, they're going to be like, oh, dude, you're
this guy.
You're going to get promoted
top brass
first
material. Give him a ribbon.
No, but then some people ask, they're like, what type of discharge would it? Because a lot of people in the real world, in the regular world, outside of the military, they're like, oh, if it's not honorable, they think it's dishonorable. I didn't get a dishonorable. I actually didn't get a discharge because I wasn't in long enough to get a...
Oh, really? What do they just rip up your agreement to get the fuck out of here?
Essentially, like you get something called a DD-214 when you exit the military. I wasn't in long enough to get one. So on paper, I was fucking never in.
So how long are you in?
Barely any time, like less than 30 days. I didn't even go to
wow. That's hilarious.
I didn't even go to my first base because I was set to go in December, but I got punished in November. So they're like, we got
the basic training. They fucking fired me.
They're like, we got to get this retard out of the military before he fucking kills somebody. And I'm like, that's probably a good call. You guys probably made the right decision, but it is what it is now. But no, that was like the thing at the top. They're like, I remember it in writing because sometimes I do this as a bit in comedy. I tell people the story, and they're like, "That's not what you said. What did it actually say on the paperwork?" I'm like, "Dude, at the top of the paperwork it says Second Lieutenant Roscoe called Dr. Fauci a retarded bitch boy."
It's in a government document
I'm
somewhere.
like, it is. I still have it.
Some Navy secretary had to file that away. Like,
I still have the paperwork. Like when I break up with a girl, I delete the text messages. I still have all the Air Force paperwork. It's in my fucking email, dude.
Nice.
I'm gonna use it one day. I'm just be like, hey, check this out.
Nice.
But I also made fun of women, and
I mean, that's totally acceptable in the military. Right?
Yeah, they got mad at me because I made some unsavory jokes about women. But it's like, what about these guys at the top who like assault women or harass, like blatantly harass women?
Yeah. Well, they're too busy covering that up to care.
Yeah, seriously, they love covering shit up.
Oh yeah.
Is this the new secret loophole to get out of the military? 'Cause
Yeah.
people used to try so hard, so many ways.
To avoid
I gotta
it.
get out of
Bro,
going to Nam.
that's what
I
I'm
did a
saying.
podcast and talked about my dick and said Fauci, and I'm out.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying about this was the fact that like it's like one of those contracts where like once you sign it, it's like you're signing your name in blood.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, you're out. And
It's pretty crazy.
And they gave me a regular discharge. Like if I was in long enough, they would have given me a general discharge, which doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No one gives a shit in the real world what type of discharge you got.
You could also lie. I've
You can
never
just straight up lie.
Since I graduated from college, not a single job that I've applied for or worked at has asked me to prove that I actually graduated. Has asked for a transcript. There's nothing stopping anybody from saying they went to Brown or to Harvard because they never ask for unless you're applying to graduate school, then they ask you to produce a transcript and a copy of your diploma. No one's ever asked for a diploma. So I could have never graduated from Brown and just said I did.
As someone who's hired hundreds of people on film sets and things, if someone was in the military, I never asked them how they left the military under what standard.
gives
I'm some type of asshole.
No one gives a shit. No, like I looked it up to actually find out I was in the military. A company would have to put in a Freedom of Information Act, which no one's going to do that.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck.
Yeah, they're going to hire a lawyer to find out.
Bro, if you
file paperwork with the government, wait 9 months to get it.
No one gives a fuck in Florida, dude. Yeah. Like no one's ever asked me for a DD-214. I've mentioned that I was in because I technically on paper was, even though I'd never call myself a veteran. No one's ever asked. They say you're a veteran. Oh, cool. Well, we're still going to fuck you over.
Here's the question. Since you were discharged, but you were in technically for a brief period of time, can you get a military discount? Do you have like a military ID still? Say, hey, I'm a former.
I plead the fifth.
I would. Shit, I'd be all over that, dude.
Yeah, I do it.
I want to get on the plane early with the babies and the old people. You know?
Military kicked me out, but I still get 10% off at Miller's the rest of my life. I don't give a fuck, bro.
You did it, yeah. So
no, it's on paper.
You were ready
to
serve. They didn't want you,
bro. The paperwork that said I don't have a discharge said this veteran does not have a. I'm like the V word. They called me the V word, even though I wouldn't say I am. They called me that. So
that's the other
go
thing
fuck
too.
yourself, guys.
There's a lot of guys out there too. Not to call bullshit on these guys because they did serve, but it's like, oh, I'm a veteran. I was in the Air Force. It's like, did you serve?
I was a cook.
You did combat? No. There should be like 2 words, like a veteran who just served in the military, and there should be like. We should always from a combat veteran. Like I actually, like those guys should get all the accolades and they deserve them because they got shot at for the government.
Like I have a Purple Heart. A grenade made me so I can't hear out my right ear. I haven't heard since 1984.
Yeah. That guy has the same veteran status as a typist. Like wait a minute, he should have like a veteran plus or something. Like,
a dude who's a cook.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
the guy fixing the Jeep. It's like that's not the same as the guy taking grenades in a fucking foxhole.
The janitor on the naval ship. Yeah. Where Tom Cruise flew off.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
He's a veteran. Yeah.
Hey, man, that shit starts sinking. We're all equals, bro.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Except for the women. They get off first.
Well, yeah, how does that work in the military? Is it women and children first in the military?
I have no idea. Like if a ship goes
or
down?
You're all actually
children.
That's a great question.
What are we doing?
That's a great question.
Children, everyone that joins, most of them are 19-year-old kids.
I would assume if a military ship is going down, they're all probably dead already because they were hit with something massive.
You'd be surprised how long it takes a fucking ship to sink sometimes.
Yeah, no.
I'm basing that on the Titanic movie because I don't know how long. I'm not a physicist. I don't know about buoyancy.
I watched the Titanic go down in that movie.
Yeah, and it took about 20 minutes.
That was a long time. Yeah,
a long time. A fucking long ending. It went on forever.
I've never actually watched that movie from start to finish.
Dude, you're not missing much. That's the funniest thing about that movie. That movie was like a smash hit, and it might be the only movie ever where everyone knew the ending and went and saw it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, That's pretty true. Yeah.
We know how this ends up.
How does
they're in love. Guess what's gonna happen, guys? They're all gonna die because the thing sinks. Like
everyone's dead. You get to see a nice shot of an old couple holding hands in bed before they drown. Isn't that nice?
I know.
Isn't that a great sight?
Also, they celebrate it like, oh, isn't she great? She's
telling his story.
She's like telling the story, and she was in love with him, and blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, she was cheating on her fucking fiance. She's a bitch. She's a cheating bitch.
She's a cunt.
Why are we celebrating her?
Oh yeah.
And then she's. I assume she got married, but then she's still pining over the guy she lost from not her dead husband at the end because she's 90 years old. And then she throws like a $40 million fucking diamond in the ocean. And that's supposed to be like, oh, for love, I did this. How about you donate it to a charity and help some of those fucking people in West Africa who dug it out, getting their hands chopped off at these illegal diamond mines? You stupid bitch.
Nobody gives a shit that she was cheating.
Nobody cares.
They're like, she was living her best life.
Yeah.
Like, bro, if only she was like an influencer.
Yeah.
She'd have been like recording the whole time her cheating.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The cheating would have been called I'm collaborating with. That's the new word for fucking. Yeah. Oh, it's collaboration. Penetration, you mean?
I'm collaborating with Johnny Sins.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they call it, dude.
Yeah, he's resizing my holes. Because he's a fucking he's like a construction guy. He's resizing my holes. Yeah.
Always doing shit like that, dude. Speaking of dumb bitches.
It's good. Maybe spit out my beer, fucker.
It's a professional segue right there. That's how you do it, folks. Speaking of dumb bitches. You do a lot of man on the street work on your YouTube page, which I absolutely love.
Yes, I do.
And you always ask great questions. And my favorite, because I talked about this on another person's podcast, a podcast out of New York I did a couple months back because you just posted it.
Oh, you have to share that with me.
Yeah. You asked a woman, would you say the N-word to end world hunger?
Yeah.
And this stupid bitch said no. And I said, do you know how many black people you just killed by doing it? But you would do more for the black humanity, African people all over the world if you said it. But instead, you want to stand on your high horse in your bullshit ivory tower. You're like, oh, I wouldn't. Bullshit. I would say that word for enough money. No.
I would say that.
I'd say it out of anger. No, I'm kidding.
Bro, people say that. They're like, would you do it, Nate? Would you say the N-word to end world hunger? I'm like, dude, I said it in the drive-thru for Chick-fil-A. You don't think I'll say it to end world hunger? You're out of your fucking mind.
No, that'd be the easy. I would. That's it.
Yeah. No, really. It's like
I would say it at an NAACP rally to end world hunger.
No, obviously I was telling a joke just then, but no, that's like a real. I asked the question for fun because I know it's going to make specifically white people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But it's a funny question because people are like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, you don't?
Well, they also have a camera in their face too, right? So like,
yeah,
you and I used to be used to show business stuff like that, but they're not used to it. So they're like, what are other people going to think of me? Mm-hmm. Right now, being called a racist, I mean, like, dude,
it's like a death sentence to your career.
It's like fucking a racist is worse than a pedophile somehow. Which this moral parsing that's going on in the world today is weird. But in that circumstance, I feel like if he's obviously posting this, I have a camera on me, so I want to appear to be,
profound.
It's like no.
Or like
that's an easy moral decision to save millions of lives. I would kill a person to save a million lives because it makes moral sense.
Right.
But they're getting on their weird horse like, oh, I would never say the N-word under any circumstance. Like that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous.
No, it's like, dude, if it's ending world hunger, it's like, of course. Yeah. Of course. It's like it's pretty simple. My favorite are the people who like look at that question and they see the question, they're like, this question is so problematic. I'm like, why?
Yeah, dude.
Why is it problematic?
Well, that's
who am I? What black people am I killing by asking this question? I'm not.
Well, also, if you ask it to a black person, it's like, yeah, I say that shit all the time anyway.
Yeah. But I love that question because it's fucking like
a moral dilemma you create.
Yeah, no, fucking people on Daily Wire and Prager, you have watched that. It's so cool. Because they make it political. When I thought of the question, I told my friend who I do the interviews with, I was just like, that's a good question. He's like, bro, that's probably a viral video. I'm like,
for sure.
It was. Yeah, it has more. And now TikTok has taken a few of them down.
Yeah, because somehow communist China has tighter rules.
Yeah, what's funny about that is the videos that were taken down already had more than millions of views. So they just took it down. And they're like, yeah, this is hate speech. I'm like, well, it's already been hateful for months.
Dude,
and you're choosing now to take it down. I don't understand that, but they always change their rules.
Yeah, my buddy Jeff Z, who was just on this podcast. Mm-hmm. So if you're listening to this, you've already seen that episode. This was a previous episode. He has a great like kind of a mock podcast with Malcolm Kellner called Two Woke Boys,
Nice.
where they pretend to be like the biggest NPR crunchy liberal cucks, but it's kind of like the old Stephen Colbert show.
Right.
Where they over dramatically talk about how woke they are, but they're kind of misogynistic. Like,
Yeah.
like, we believe in free the nipple. What's better than titty? Shit like that.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of these clips that go back and forth like that, and they were getting popular on TikTok. They are popular on TikTok, and their videos, once they got more and more popular, they started getting pulled down. But people would do remixes off their videos, and the remix stayed up. You know how you do like, you know how to do like, you like the split screen or whatever. It's like, so wait a minute, the original video is bad, but if someone else makes a video using clips from our original video, that's fine. It's like, what the fuck? Like that remix of or whatever they call it on TikTok. I don't know the terms versus Instagram. Duets. I don't know what the fuck they call it. But how does that exist? But the original video's gone. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't understand that. It's like a thing where that I think it comes down to like money, because like my videos used to make money on TikTok, because I don't know if you know, but they had like the creator fund for a while, which was like you made money on the short videos. But then like eventually they started the creativity program beta, which you make money on TikTok for videos longer than a minute. So the second my video, and then they eventually cut off the creator fund entirely.
Yeah.
And I think once they got rid of that, they're like, all right, this video's not making us money anymore. Let's just yank it. Yeah. And I was just like, okay, well, yeah, I don't understand how it works where they decide what's good and what isn't.
I know. Well,
it makes no sense to me.
I get demonetized on Instagram all the time. Same thing. I had a woman on. She was talking about buying a dildo.
Nice.
And how, like, with her partner, that she wanted to
like that.
Pick the right. She's seen somebody say, I want to buy the right dildo with my partner or whatever.
Yeah.
They pulled that. And I'm like, what about women's empowerment? She was telling me a story about how she was like taking control of her sexuality with her partner, and they went dildo shopping. She didn't swear at all in it. Dildo's a dildo. I mean, it's a thing.
Gives a fuck.
But for whatever reason, I got demonetized for like 6 months for it. I'm like, what the fuck?
I don't understand that, dude. And Instagram itself is like, they've made it so impossible to make money on their platform. It's like they're allergic to profits. I
know.
It pisses me off. It's like, dude.
Can somebody please, some fucking computer nerd out there, invent a social media site for adults, not OnlyFans? Like a social media site where you can say fucked up things and curse.
Pornhub.
Yeah, there you go.
I haven't been on Pornhub in a year and a half, but guys, put your content up there.
You don't watch pornography?
No, I quit watching porn April 3rd, 2022.
What, you all caught up?
Yeah. No, I gave that up because I went through a breakup where I treated a pretty nice girl. I felt like she wasn't enough for me because of how much porn I was watching.
Really?
Yeah, so that was,
And you came to that conclusion on your own, or she was like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Why are you watching porn in the middle of the day in the living room?
No, that didn't happen. No, she was like, I was open with her about the fact that I had watched it since I was a kid, as do most young men. Yeah, and then, no, she was a very sweet girl. Like, if I didn't fuck up with her, she would have probably been a great, like, wife one day. But no, it's like, it took her time to get into things, and I was still watching porn, so like, after that whole thing happened, I'm like, all right, I'm never gonna treat a girl that way again, or look at a girl that way again. So I just stopped watching porn.
No shit. Was that hard?
It was initially.
Obviously,
I'm
soft.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, that's like no. Initially, it was very difficult,
so
but now it's.
What do you use for masturbation? Just thoughts, like old school?
I don't whack off either.
Whoa, dude!
I gave that up April 3rd, 2022, as well.
How is that, dude? I jerked off twice since the podcast started. What the fuck?
Yeah,
how's that possible?
Yeah, I looked away for a second, and Randy was like, "Oh,
yeah, just rubbing one out." Yeah, Mike cut the camera. That's why we got Mike behind the board to cut the camera when I pull my cock out.
Yeah, Randy's like, "Oh, yeah."
Drop everything, shoulders up.
No, yeah.
All of a sudden, you just see a little squirt at the bottom of my chin. Like, oh, sorry, guys.
Yeah, I just stopped whacking off April 3rd, 2022 as well. No, I mean,
probably a good thing, to be honest with you. It motivates you to get out and meet a woman.
Yeah, actually go talk to women. No, yeah. I mean, that's like, being in a relationship is the best because you're getting that release with somebody you care about. But I mean, until I found until I was in the next relationship I was in, I was just, dating girls every now and then, and it was laid back.
Yeah.
But
ruining sheets.
What's up?
Ruining sheets.
Oh yeah.
That's fucking crazy. So it's been what, you said 2 years now?
Almost 2 years since I've masturbated.
Fuck No Nut November, No Nut Century for my guy Nate Roscoe.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it takes a lot of willpower, but like once you give it up, it's really the first 30 days is the hardest. Once you pass that, well, because that's the thing, right? Is like with porn, most people say that they don't think they're addicted, but like most people also couldn't go 21 days without it.
Oh, but that's the thing too. Especially, I can't even imagine for younger people these days, your age or even younger. You know, I grew up in an era when it was still on VHS, and then it was DVDs, and obviously you had internet porn, but it was the dial-up internet. It would take 45 minutes for a fucking one picture to render. You know, fuck videos. There was no, videos you couldn't get because there was no, Wi-Fi, like broadband.
The thing with the tapes was even with the tapes, you had to go in and get it. So there was like a little barrier of shame that you had to cross.
I can get porn on my phone and at the toilet at work.
We could watch porn right now. Like that's the crazy thing about that is like how easily accessible it is. And I don't think it's been good for like kids my age because Gen Z, we've grown up with the internet. So like being able to always access porn is just not. It's not a good thing, but it's not necessarily young men's fault. We just kind of
you have an urge, and if there's access to relief, you're gonna take it.
Yeah, no,
right?
it's
like if you had a headache and there's a bottle of Tylenol sitting on your desk, you'd be a fucking fool not to grab it. You know, like
well, that's the thing too. Is like young men in their 20s and earlier, it's like you're horned up all the time. And it's like most men don't quite have that under control right away because we're young and this is the time where we're supposed to be procreating.
Yeah.
But the way the world is now, people aren't having kids till their 30s, which is not good because you're having a lot of retard babies. just statistically, the women who wait till they're 30, whatever. But no, it's like when a guy is like all horned up all the time, it's like it's just normal. Like if you had a kid who was 10 years old in his room, but he had an unlimited supply of candy bars and he kept eating them and got sick, you wouldn't get mad at the kid. That's just fucking
stop giving
candy bar.
Yeah, stop giving candy.
Yeah, it's the person like giving the unlimited supplies problem. So that's like I don't think watching it a bunch is good, but obviously it is what it is. I understand that it's probably like. It's like 9 out of 10 guys who watch porn who might even be addicted. It's a lot of guys.
Yeah.
And I'm just happy that I've kind of gotten my sexual energy under control.
Yeah.
To where if I go 90 days without orgasming, I'll be fine.
You have wet dreams and shit?
I don't.
Okay. Wow.
So if I
feel like that would, because I haven't had a wet dream since I started having consensual sex with women. Why did I put consensual sex in there? Makes it sound like I was raping girls on TV.
Yeah,
I wasn't. I never sexually assaulted anybody.
We didn't know unless you said that, Randy. We had no idea.
I had to confirm it was consensual.
Raping.
Doing some raping. No, but you did. But I was like 15 years old. If I didn't beat off like once every 3 days, I'd wake up with a fucking oyster in my shorts.
Oh, dude, it's ridiculous. Yeah. No, I mean I still go through that, but luckily I've kind of just gotten used to not doing it, so it's not hard anymore. Well, I mean it is, but like
I can get hard on demand. Dude.
I can get hard literally right now.
An ankle will get me horned up. Like a bare knee, forget about it.
Right. No, but like if I really want to get a release, not watching porn, not whacking off, it's like I got to go out and talk to a woman.
Meet somebody, yeah.
Got to go meet a nice woman.
Which is a good motivation, a positive motivating factor.
Yeah, it is.
If you want to have an intimate moment with a woman, it's like, oh, shit, I got to get out and get my chops up and go talk to a lady. You can't just hide away in your fucking at your laptop and whack one out.
And that's the thing too is like people are like, oh, you can go out and find a girlfriend. It's like, well, that's the thing is like I have standards. Most girls I meet are not worth a long-term relationship.
I mean, listen, that's totally fair. Like, listen, the idea that you always have to be looking for a long-term relationship is a fable. But it's also
fucking horseshit. Yeah.
But it's also like, there's plenty of people I'm physically attracted to. Do I want to have a meaningful multi-year relationship with them?
Maybe your life.
When I'm single, I'll date around a girl. I'll date with her 2-3 months. She's like, oh, where are we going? I was like, this is as far as I want it to go, right? Yeah. But it's rare that I find someone that I find not only attractive but fun to be around, and I want to build a relationship. That's the thing.
Yes.
I want to be a part of their life, and I want them to be a part of mine. That's hard to find.
It's really rare. No, like that's like I rarely meet girls like that. When I meet a girl like that, I try to hold on to them.
Yeah.
Because they're fucking, dude, it's like, it's really rare. I live in Florida where it's like, a lot of church girls in Florida, a lot of sweet girls.
They're all hot. They say California has all these hot broads. Dude, Tampa, Fort Lauderdale, some of the hottest women I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, no, like if I meet a really good girl like that, that's like a church girl, I try to hold on to them, but doesn't always work.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, But I mean,
they have minds of their own, right? Women can make choices now. When the fuck did we let that happen?
Yeah, when did we let them out of their cages? Stupid broads.
We had it so
Fucking
good.
Broads. No, but I mean, you
give
try
them
to
the right to vote, and everything goes to shit.
No, but like you meet a girl like that, especially I'm 23, and like I would like to, maybe I'd like to settle down one day. But I mean, I understand I'm a realist at the same time. Where if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Like I understand that there's just not a lot of girls worth like
I'm almost twice your age,
marrying,
and I'm never getting married again. I've said it before. I believe in love. I just don't believe in the legal institution of marriage. Like I could be with. I would certainly love to find a woman and be with one for the rest of my life. That I love her so much, I would just want to be with her the rest of my life. That's the ideal outcome. But do I need to get the state of California involved in this transaction? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. I mean, and look, that's because I don't think I want kids. But if I had kids, that would be the only reason I would even consider getting married.
Right.
It's really just a property transfer. If one of us dies, it goes to the kid.
If you wanted kids, that's a good reason to do it. I mean,
that's the best reason to get married,
bro. It's just a dying institute. Nobody's getting married anymore.
Well, it's the other thing too. It's so flimsy. I know more people that get divorced than get married. It's like, then why do you? If it doesn't matter,
do it?
Yeah, if it does, if the marriage thing doesn't matter, that's another thing you lie about. You can have the whole marriage ceremony. Have one of your friends act like a reverend and not tell anybody you didn't get an actual marriage license.
Yeah.
You go to the wedding, they've had the marriage license for like 3 weeks. They've already been married. Nobody knows that. You don't have to file for the license. You can have the whole party and get the dress and the cake and all that bullshit and not get the marriage license so the government isn't involved in that.
Yeah, no.
A mock wedding. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, really, no. That's a real ass thing, dude. And it's like there's really no reason to do it nowadays. Like that's my favorite is when I meet a girl who's like, "Oh, I'm gonna wait till I'm like 30 to get married." I'm like, "You're probably just gonna die alone."
Yeah, well, I'm going to wait till I'm 30. What timetable do you think the universe works on? Yours? No,
absolutely not.
Yeah, you might not meet the man of your dreams until you're 65. So
seriously.
I'm going to get married when I'm 30. Really? I feel bad for the guy you're dating at that point that hates you.
No, seriously. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to get married in my 30s. It's like, well, then your kid's going to probably... I can't say that.
Yeah, he's going to wear the helmet.
Your kid's going to probably...
That got Matt Rife nearly canceled. You hear about this bullshit?
Yeah, dude.
They came after him already.
Yeah,
man. They didn't even give him his 15 minutes. They fucking 6.5 minutes of fame. Fucking kill the guy.
Well, TikTok is like 60 seconds, so about 60 seconds of fame.
Oh my God.
No, I love Matt Rife. I have so much respect for the kid, but the kid. He's older than me. I have so much respect for Matt Rife, but it's like, I mean, the fan base he was building up with these girls who watch TikTok.
Yeah.
Like I dated a girl who like would see some of his TikToks sometimes, and I'm like, these are probably not the girls. Like if you like try to get a little edgy in your comedy, these girls probably won't appreciate it.
Yeah, younger. Yeah,
these 20-year-old girls
I've said
who
it
are like,
1,000 times.
Did he just say that?
Yeah,
he fucking
did.
did.
It's always the people who complain at comedy shows or who get upset or write the little comments on your Instagram saying this is offensive. I've never had a black person, never had an Asian person, never had a Latino person say anything about my jokes. It's always a well-educated, well-to-do, early mid 20-something white woman.
A white savior.
They are more aggrieved. They're bigger victims than the victim. You can't be more upset than the victim.
If the victims are having a good time, they make sure to speak on the victim's behalf.
You can't talk about black people that way. Meanwhile, black people are laughing.
Yeah, the black people are sitting there.
Don't get more mad than that.
You can't see them laughing in the dark at a comedy club, but they're laughing. You can hear them. They're enjoying themselves, and then the white woman's like, "Hey, you really shouldn't have said that joke about the black woman." It's like,
dude, I did
what are you on?
I know.
The fuck are you talking about?
I did a show when I was starting out in Boston. I was doing a show up in Harvard Square, and it was mostly colleges at the show. And I had some material where I was talking about my father, who's from the Dominican Republic. I'm Dominican. About some of the weird customs that he raised us with, growing up.
Yeah.
And after the show, she's like, "You shouldn't be talking about Dominican people like that." And I'm like, "That's my father, and I am one of them. I absolutely have the right to make fun of Dominican culture because it is my culture." What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, seriously.
And it was like a
because here's the thing,
some girl with purple hair telling me how to live my life.
Because here's the thing, if you're a block down the road, you look like a white guy.
Yeah. Oh, well, I think
even if you're like Asian, a block down the road, you look like a white guy to a Vice journalist. So they're gonna be like, "Oh, this guy can't talk about this shit."
But that's the other thing too. It's like,
shut up, dude.
Like, they always say, "Don't judge a book by its cover," and then the first thing they do is judge a book by its cover. You don't look Latin enough to make that joke. I'm like, I have to look it. Like,
well, yeah. Not only do they break the rule of like don't judge a book by its cover, but like I think that's the whole point of the cover.
Yeah,
for you to kind of get an idea of what you're looking
that's
into.
That's why they have whole advertising and marketing teams design the cover.
Yeah, I think
it's very important.
Exactly.
In fact, I would argue the cover of a book is the most important part of the fucking book.
Yeah,
the 15-page no one will get to if they don't let the cover doesn't grab their attention.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
If I'm reading Grapes of Wrath and it's not a farmer in the middle of Oklahoma, I probably shouldn't buy the book. I'm probably getting scammed. Some other retard wrote a Grapes of Wrath that's like about actual grapes, you dumb fuck. No, it's like I'm trying to read Steinbeck, you piece of shit. No, but
People
that's
are wild about it. Dude,
people lose their minds, man.
I know. I don't know why I just thought of this. I got back. Porn popped back into my head.
Marriage is gay.
Marriage is
non sequitur.
Marriage is gay.
Nah.
The gays are going to want to get married. That was the biggest mistake they ever made.
And now they want to get divorced. Like what?
They just wanted all the problems that straight people had. I'm like, you guys had it so good. Don't.
You really did. You get to have relationships without the government involved. Dude, if you split, you could just ambiently split.
Dude, think about this. How annoyed do you think gay activists are that like, you know, because obviously the right to marriage took a long time for them to get, and they finally got it, but now we have basically cures for AIDS. You know, like you can live that PrEP stuff that you could take, so you can't even get it from somebody who does have it.
Yeah.
So like, you know, like it was almost like, oh, the HIV is a major problem in the gay community. We want the right to get married, so if my lover dies, I can, you know, bury him and all this stuff. It's like, all right, but now we have a cure for it, so you can go back to fucking strangers without condoms. But you still have marriage. You should get rid of the marriage part.
Yeah, seriously, like you guys are fucking up trying to get married. Doug Stanhope had that great bit where he's like, "Why are you trying to get married? It's not even fucking worth it."
Yeah, exactly.
It's like it's an outdated institution. Why do you guys want it so bad? It's like a trick to even be fighting for the right to get married.
I know. Well, I think you know what it is. Married people want other non-married people to get married because it validates their decision.
Yeah, it validates how upset they are with their life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm miserable. Why don't you come see how miserable it is over here? So we can be miserable together. It's like, no. I'm fine where I'm at.
That's the thing. Is like you hear a lot of people, like specifically religious people, they're like, oh, marriage is such a good thing. People are so much happier when they get married. It's like, well, half of marriages end in divorce. I don't think they're happy.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. We can assume that the people splitting up aren't happy. So if we go from there, the marriages that work, I think we can assume not all of them are happy.
Yeah, exactly.
So if by
less than half are happy marriages.
By the whatever math property, I'm too stupid.
The transitive property.
The transitive property of what we just did, more than half of marriages aren't happy. Why the like they're trying to make like right. Oh, I'm sad. I want them to be pissed off.
There's
too.
A whole legal business built that makes billions of dollars a year off of people getting divorced. That's a whole cost. You eliminate that. There's too many lawyers in the world already. We gotta kill some of these fuckers. But short of doing that, if we get rid of reasons for them to litigate, like divorce courts, there'd be less lawyers.
All family court lawyers should kill themselves. I'm not saying that they're all bad people. Some of them are.
It's a bad business. It's a bad business.
Dude, could you imagine representing someone, even like a winning side in a divorce? You're taking a guy's kids from him forever. How could you do that and just be like,
sleep at
night? It's all good.
How on a mattress full of money?
I'm gonna go home and smoke a cigar and go to bed. It's like you can't be happy when you do. There's no way you're happy just like taking a dude's kids from him.
Dude, I dated a divorce attorney when I was living in New York. I was living in Boston. I was working in New York, so I was flying back and forth. And I was dating a lot of girls back then, Nate. Because you live in two towns and they don't know about each other. I was dating for fucking 5 at a time.
Dude, good for you.
Yeah. Well, I told them I'm not.
When I'm not in a relationship.
I told them I'm not in a relationship, but they didn't know how many women I was dating because I was dating 2 in New York and 2 in fucking Boston.
I have a story about that if you want me to tell it in a bit. Yeah.
I was dating a woman in New York.
Women, yeah.
I was dating a woman in New York, and she was a divorce attorney. And one night after hooking up, we were smoking a joint, just bullshitting, talking. And I asked her, I was like, let me ask you a serious question. She's like, yeah, what's up? I was like, do you like what you do? He's like, I mean, it's interesting work. Sometimes the fucking, the people could be annoying. He's like, but it's good money and whatever. I have a lot of freedom because I have my own practice. I'm like, that's great. She's like, but do you guys ever like talk to the other side and be like, hey, how do we get more money out of this? She goes, oh, all the time. I go, what? She goes, yeah. She's like, there'll be times, like, obviously you work on divorces. Sometimes you represent the husband, sometimes the wife, but you see a lot of the other divorce attorneys over and over again in court proceedings and all that. So you build a relationship with them. She's like, so if we have 2 clients who are wealthy, who can afford it, and we think they're wrapping up the divorce proceedings too soon and we don't have enough billings, he or she'll call me up and say, hey, can we start an argument between the two so we can keep litigating this? And they will drag out a divorce. The lawyers will conspire against their own clients to bill more. I won't say her name. She's a great gal. But she's like, yeah, this goes on. He's like, it doesn't happen all the time. He's like,
Tara.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, it doesn't happen all the time. He's like, but if the clients have enough, if we think they're wealthy enough that it's worth our time to start an argument to keep the billings going, we'll start an argument between them. I'm like,
Bro,
that's fucking.
that's
How dirty is that?
That's so evil,
right?
It's fucking
Right?
evil,
Right?
And they like know what they're getting into. Like, dude, a
You know what's
divorce
crazy?
lawyer.
She got married. This divorce attorney.
Imagine.
I saw on Instagram like a year ago. I'm like, she should know better. Like, she knows how this thing ends. Like,
Bro, that is ridiculous. That's like being Kanye's manager.
yeah.
And you're seeing how fucked up the music industry is. And you're like, yeah, I think I'm going to start making beats.
Exactly.
Who the fuck that? Why would you do that?
No.
You know how evil it is and how bad it gets. And I mean, statistically, most of the people watching, most of your marriages are going to end. It's just the fucking nature of it.
The breaks.
Yeah, no, it's just like people are like, oh, my marriage is going to be fine. It's like everybody thinks that. Your marriage is probably fucked. It's probably already over.
You are gonna break the fucking rules that everyone else seems to.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Somehow you, guy out there with a black T-shirt, is going to figure out what makes women happy.
Yeah.
And you're going to make it work. Yeah, good luck, dude. Good fucking luck.
I also think that marriage, the idea that it gives you some sort of security is a false sense of security. So I think when you get married, you're like, oh, now we're together forever. I don't have to work as hard to maintain this relationship. I think that subliminally happens to everybody.
It's fake.
Right? So like, I feel like if you're in love with someone and you're just with them, you're just, an exclusive relationship, but you're not married, there's nothing stopping them from walking out on you if you fuck up.
Nothing.
Zero. So it keeps you from fucking up if you want to keep them around. Whereas if you're a married person, it's like, she can't go nowhere. We're married.
It's like that athlete signing that big
Yeah,
contract.
exactly.
And coming down the next year.
Yep. Basically, you're always a free agent when you're not married, so they can walk away at any time, either party. So it makes you behave better in the relationship.
Yes.
When you're married, you could call your wife a bitch and she's mad. Fuck it, I'll sleep on the couch a couple nights. I'll be fine.
Contract year. Don't say that shit.
Exactly. You're always in a contract year if you're never married.
Dude, no, they can literally walk out any time. I mean, it's like it's like I don't understand how people are just like, oh, that's the whole concept of I heard Jordan Peterson say that one time where he's like, no, the beauty of marriage is like you have to work through it and you can't just leave. It's like you absolutely
can.
Dude, you can dial.
It'll cost you several tens of thousands of dollars, but
you can dial 10 digits and end your marriage.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you mean you can't leave? I love Jordan Peterson.
I do.
Him.
That's what.
Like, bro, you can absolutely leave a marriage like within a week.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I love him, and I agree with almost everything he says.
The
only areas that I have any divergence from some of his thoughts are on some of the more traditional things, marriage and children. The way he talks about, that's the point. Procreate. He's a little bit more religious than I'm not at all. But he has more of those traditional religious values, like. He believes in marriage, believes in God, believes in the Bible. I'm like, yeah, I don't believe in any of that. Everything else he's saying, I agree with. But that, I'm like, I don't believe that.
No, I'm a religious guy.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm Protestant, but like, it's also at the same time he talks like when he grew up, everything he was saying was very practical and true. But like, dude, the world now, I mean, good luck.
Yeah.
Dude, if your girl has access to social media and like, all this shit, like, good luck trying to keep her happy as opposed to a girl in the 80s who, it was you and your neighbors.
Yeah.
That was her circle. It was a small world.
Now she's just getting dicks thrown at her from every corner of the earth on a DM. Like any celebrity. If your girl's hot enough, a celebrity will DM her eventually. Like, fucking A-Rod is Derek Jeter's probably swipe some chicks from guys just on a DM,
No, yeah, she goes to a Taylor Swift concert and she sees a bunch of different guys. It's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Your girl goes to a Taylor Swift concert and then it's like she gets a DM from like it's like it could literally be over that quickly. It sucks. Yeah. It sucks, Yeah.
You said you're religious. You still go to church, or are you just kind of laissez-faire religious?
I guess laissez-faire. I mean, I have a Bible by my bed. I read, but it's like
I have a Bible by my bed. I jerk off to so they can't watch porn. But
that's not even the reason. I
just jerk off to the part where they crucified Jesus. I find it really erotic.
That's so.
I mean, he's so ripped. A little S&M, little bondage,
Yeah.
They break out whips.
It's so fucked.
Dude, that's what I wanted to say about the porn. Dude,
no, I want to start going to church, but it's like...
Which one would you go to? Would you go to like one of these televangelists?
I don't know, man.
I would suggest you go to a black church, dude, because they look like fucking fun.
No, that's
I mean, they are having a good time singing, dancing around. The meals they'll have a huge spread for lunch.
That's actually what I've talked about. I actually asked one of my friends about black church. I was like, I want to...
It's all right. We have a lot of beers here on the pod.
Yeah. Bro, I actually was talking to my friend about that. I'm like, I would love to go to black church because there's actually good music there.
Yes.
A lot of Christian music. Sorry, Christians. I'm one of you. Is ass.
Terrible.
It's ass.
Dude, I was raised...
Kanye can't be at every church all the time.
I know. I was raised Catholic, dude, and that's even worse that's like the worst version of...
It's bad.
It's like weird humming and you feel depressed. Like at least a Protestant church, like
it's offbeat, it's off pitch, it's bad. I'm a musical like elitist, like in my head. It's like I just want good music. Yeah. So if I go to a church and there's some like fat black woman going, praise the Lord, I'd be like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, they testify, they just shout out.
But the music's ass. It is. It's bad, dude. I can't fucking go.
You see some of these new age churches that they have now, like it almost looks like what's that guy's? I saw a documentary on this guy. It was like he had a church in New York, but he was like a hip, good-looking guy. He had like your haircut.
Oh, yeah?
And he's like preaching. He's got like a thumb ring. He's one of those fucking guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's like, he looks like one of those guys like has a man bun. But he's like a preacher. And it's like an arena. He does like arenas.
That's awesome.
I'm like, this looks a little more interesting, but nothing compares to it. I want to go to a deep South black church.
Yeah, dude.
Where I can fan myself.
I'm in Florida.
Bro, one of those fans.
I'm in Florida. I'll find the most ghetto area and go to church, and I'll be like, this is home.
Yeah,
this is home. I'll be the one
dude,
white boy.
They would be thrilled to show you. Like, hey,
no, they would.
What's white boy doing here?
Like, oh, he's wearing a Kanye hoodie to church. Fuck this. I love this guy. I love this dude. He's the man.
Third Kanye reference of the day. You be Kanye fan?
Love Kanye. Yeah.
Yeah, not so much his later work.
I don't listen to his music.
Not so much the Jew thing. I don't listen to his music.
I don't listen to his music.
I'm not a fan of his music, but I like his work. What?
I became a really big fan after the InfoWars interview.
Yeah. Well, look.
No, he's the man. I've been listening to him since I was 8. He's a genius, and for all the Taylor fans out there who think he's an asshole, you might be right, but like he still makes better music than your favorite artist.
What's kind of funny? I always thought he was a better producer than he was an actual artist. I love his production.
Dude, his production.
His beats are great.
Dude, his production is insane. One of my favorite albums is Man on the Moon with Cudi.
Oh yeah,
and that's almost entirely produced by Kanye. Yeah. Like Pursuit of Happiness is one of my favorite songs ever.
Yeah, it's a very upbeat
He's just
song.
A brilliant fucking producer.
But what's funny about him is like, what was it like? Maybe a year ago, maybe less, when he went on his Jewish tirade and went on, did the what's his name's podcast? The fucking guy,
Alex Jones
with the big red head, the big red face. He was hating on Jews. And people were like, oh, he's got to be canceled. And then now, apparently, people under the age of 30 are anti-Semitism has just gone through the roof.
It's cool. No,
it's cool.
I was saying that.
How? They canceled him a year ago, but now everyone on TikTok hates Jews and it's okay.
I was saying that to my roommate. I'm like, isn't it? I was trying to. I don't know how I was framing it as like a pretend joke where it's just like, oh yeah, Kanye hated Jews before it was cool. Yeah. He's ahead of his time. He was always ahead of his time.
Yeah, once again ahead of his time.
Kanye knew who sunk the USS.
Knew what cool was.
Yeah,
he knew
Liberty.
What cool was.
He knew who sunk that ship.
He should have said, guys, I'm telling you, in a year's time, hating Jews on TikTok is going to be the biggest thing ever. We're going to repost Osama bin Laden's letter to America because we think it's good writing. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, that's the thing too. Is like anybody asks me about like the Israel Hamas shit, I'm like, dude, so you're telling me the country that sunk the USS Liberty and the country that what is it? The country that hates America. It's like I'm supposed to pick who I want. It's like fuck both of these people. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, well,
that's why I'm so happy I'm not in the military anymore. I could just be like, I don't pay attention to anything.
Not knowing. Jeff talks about this on stage. Not knowing is the best thing you can possibly do.
It's so nice.
Right. If you know about the world's problems, they can bother you. If you avoid knowing, it's fine.
I went to Miller's Ale House and had zingers. I don't give a shit about Hamas.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. And this is LA. There's no Millers here, but back in Tampa, that's my place.
But that's another. But that's
I don't give a shit.
That's another one where they sort of a judge a book by its cover thing. You'll hear this a lot, like, oh, he's Islamophobic, he's racist. I'm like, that Islam is a religion, not a race, right? There are more Asian Islamic people than Middle Eastern Islamic people. The Philippines is the largest Islamic country in the world by population. So saying that you're racist because I think Islam is a foolish religion is the most ignorant fucking statement you could make.
That's that's what I like to is when Trump said that like Mexicans aren't always sending their best.
Yeah.
As if he's saying all. He's not saying
also,
all.
who's sending them? No,
right.
They're walking on their own.
As if there's
no one sent them. Yeah, there's a guy. There's one guy said, you got to go. You're going to America. Like, what the fuck?
As if Trump's like, oh, there's one guy that's just sending all of them. He's sending them our way. It's like, dude, Mexican's not a race. Yeah. If you want to say he's an asshole, I'll agree with you. Yeah. Trump is a bit of an asshole. But saying like he's racist for saying not all Mexicans are the best people, it's like, what the fuck?
I don't think Donald Trump is such an anomaly.
He's fucking great.
Because I think I agree. I don't know that he's like racist like David Duke racist. I think all that he cares about is loyalty to him. If you like him, he likes you. Yeah. He does not see your race, your color, your gender, or how much money you have. It's just, do you like me? Yes, I like you.
And by the way,
that is it. That is his only criteria.
And by the way, let me differentiate. I'm not saying he's great politically. I don't know anything about politics, period. I'm just saying
he's funny.
He's incredibly entertaining to watch.
Yes.
Like, the president at this point should just be entertaining. Like, I don't give a shit what their policies are. Like, Joe Biden, I'll give it to him. He's entertaining to watch.
Oh,
the dude can't stay awake for 5 minutes.
He's good for a gaff.
He's fucking entertaining.
He's great for a gaff.
Yeah.
You know?
And then Trump is just funny because he's like the high school bully that never grew out of that phase.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious. Like, I'll watch any speech he gives because he's just like, yeah, this guy's a fag. Like, he says all of that. I'm like,
he admits to crimes on national television. And people are like, where's the evidence? It's like, turn on the news. He's talking to Lester Holt right now.
Yeah,
he's like, I fired James Comey because he was investigating me.
He's like,
and people are like, can you do that? I'm like, I think you just did.
I think he did, yeah.
I might pardon myself. Can he do that? I think that's another thing. He was talking about pardoning himself. People are like, oh, he can't do that.
Pardoning himself.
There is no rule about pardoning. Maybe we should write that rule. That's kind of what it pointed out. It pointed out how many fucking holes there are in the rules of governing this country. There's nothing saying he can't pardon himself. You know, there's nothing saying you can't just not leave the White House. Like, no, I'm staying. What are you going to do? You have to pick me up out of my chair. That'd be great if he went. What if Trump went limp on January 20th? He's like, no, I'm not going. They have to physically drag him out of the Oval Office. He's like Dave Portnoy did that when he got thrown out of an NFL game. He just went limp, and they made him carry him out. It'd be great if Donald Trump did that.
Yeah, he's just like, Trump's a big guy too. It's not like you can just carry him out. He's like 6'3", 220 or some shit. He's
220. He's more than that.
He's fat as fuck. And there's nothing wrong with that. Most people are fat as shit in this country.
I know.
Be fat. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, it's your American right to eat too much, I think.
Just don't complain about paying extra on an airplane for your fucking...
You buy 2 seats, fatso.
You bought 2 seats for a reason. Because you can't put down the fucking Nutella, you piece of shit.
Yeah, so the aisles aren't wide enough for me. It's like, well, then maybe walk to where you're going. By the time you get there, you can fly back.
Did you ever think when the Wright brothers made the plane...
Yeah,
people were supposed to just walk through the aisles. They were like 140 pounds. That was a jacked guy, 140 pounds. If you were 170, you were fat.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. I was thinking about that. I'm thinking about the other day. I was talking with somebody. I'm gonna work that into a bit.
I'm talking shit. I don't know.
The idea, like, you know, you were saying, like, who gives a fuck about politics? It's funny to you. Since we can't get any real laws or legislations done in this country. If I were a congressman, I would introduce legislation to, like, make just ridiculous amendments to the Constitution.
That'd be great.
You know, like, I want to amend the Constitution. I want the 22nd Amendment to be
repealed.
The Monday after the Super Bowl is a national holiday. I want it in the Constitution. You can get the votes for that.
Like, oh yeah, you know? Instantly, like really quickly. Yeah.
I'm gonna pass a law that says you can't walk more than 2 people wide on a sidewalk. You know, 3 people wide, you just block it.
Yeah.
Just like a little annoying things. Just like really small minutia. I want to put that in the Constitution. Those are the constitutional amendments I want to get done. Something we can all agree upon.
Yeah,
but it's so fucking minor and so fucking dumb. But I want to take it all the way to the Constitution. I want to get it ratified in our governing documents.
Yeah, just put some really small shit like women are not allowed to pillow talk past 10:30 at night. Sex only. Like, what the fuck?
This is weird fucking self-serving fucking rules.
Every guy voted for it. What?
Every guy.
Oh, yeah, you mean not every guy voted for it. Only 98%. 2% of guys like to talk to their women until it's 3 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
So they get no sleep before they wake up for their 9 to 5.
And they're called homosexual.
Retard.
But that's another one out there. Talking about funny political hypocrisies. Women are like, oh, you know, we're not ready for a woman president. Why hasn't a woman been president? I'm like, women have had the right to vote for over 100 years. You're 52% of the population. If you all voted in a woman, she'd be in by now.
There's more women than guys.
Women are keeping women out of politics.
Yeah, no, seriously.
You have the right. You have the same right to vote that I have, and women outnumber men in this country. 52 to 50. So.
You guys had the chance to put Hillary in. I mean,
yeah.
Nobody likes her, but you could have put a woman in.
Yeah, her opponent.
She's got a clam.
Donald Trump had many millions of female votes. So, you know, stop saying men are keeping you down. Other women are keeping you down.
Yeah, no, it's,
you know it's
women keep women.
It's your fellow sister who's fucking you over. Don't look at me. You know, like
women keep women out of the president's.
Oh yeah. Well, they also say, like, you know, it's like, oh, you know, this you know, patriarchal culture, like, you know, sexualizes women. It's like, you know, Cosmo, like the managing editor is a woman. You know, like women are doing this to other women. Like
Yeah.
men could give a fuck if you wore high heels every day. It's other women that you're competing with. Like it's not, you know, if you were a fucking burlap sack, I got to do my hair and nails. Men will fuck you regardless. Trust me, we are absolute animals. We find you hot no matter what because you have boobs. So
yeah,
so
as
the
long
heels
as I
and
can
the eyelashes, it doesn't matter to us.
As long as I can suck the milk out of your titties, I don't give a shit if you wear heels or not.
Why
fuck?
Why are the women you date lactating?
I don't know. I'm just finding a way to get the milk out of the sweet.
To get the money out of it.
titties.
He's got to get all of them pregnant now.
Uh-oh.
I'm a sweet guy, but man, I got an edge. I got an edge.
Don't
when I
let
take
this
care of a
podcast
lady,
fool you. He's actually a good guy.
I'm a good dude, but I got an edge. I'll say that much, dude. I got an edge.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that's what got me out of the Air Force. That edge.
that in your big fucking mouth.
It's big as fuck, you know.
Yeah, let's get into a little news, buddy. I like to.
Oh yeah, read the news for me.
Yeah, so at the end of the show, I didn't mention this to you. Like, what do I do? Just sit and talk, dude. We talk shit in the show, but I do have to find some offbeat news stories. You know, everyone's seeing the bullshit coming out from mainstream media. I like to find the human interest stories. We talk about them here on the podcast.
Yeah, no, read some stories.
I got some good
dude.
ones.
Yeah, I don't read the news ever, so this is new to me.
Here's one, and this one blew me away. The record for the most female orgasms is 134 in 1 hour. According to a study recently conducted by the doctors for the Center of Marital and Sexual Studies in California, one woman experienced 134 orgasms in 1 hour, the most ever documented. That's 2.2 a minute. By contrast, the record for men stands at a measly 16 orgasms in an hour. So first of all, kudos to the guy who busted 16 nuts in 1 hour, dude. I mean,
how the fuck?
By the third time, I'm coming dust. I mean, there's nothing.
Dude, no,
there's nothing in me.
Bro, by my second nut, I'm just like laying on my girl's tummy. Like,
yeah,
oh,
exactly.
thanks.
Yeah, exactly. But 134, and then women have the gall to say that, like, you know, like that men have, you know, men are have sort of a higher sexual drive, or they're the ones like pursuing. It's like, dude, women love sex just as much as men. So,
Yeah.
And if you could have 134 orgasms an hour, it's like clearly, you know, they have the upper hand even there. It's like,
yeah,
I mean,
easily.
You know, the only thing they don't have that we have is physical strength. Other than that, they have us beat every other fucking way.
Yeah.
Every way. Like, if it comes to a physical strength, I think we're going to win. But they're definitely more clever and manipulative than us. They obviously have much more enjoyment out of sex than us.
Much more cunning,
Yeah, exactly. My theory is, and of course, it's probably another one of my theories. I'm going to get canceled. They say, you know, men have more power. It's like, no, I think women are more powerful. And why? Like, I think evolutionarily, they were made that way. Think about it. Like, we could physically dominate anyone we want, right?
Yes, just about.
But most men, a very small percentage of men actually like have sexual aggression towards women or towards anybody for that matter. But throughout the history of time, like before there were laws, men were still trying to impress women to get them to date them and have their babies and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And women being physically smaller, of course they had to be more clever, right? Because a man could do what they want average man can do what they want with any woman, but in order for the woman to survive throughout history, throughout evolutionary history, it means they had to be more clever because they didn't have a size advantage.
They had to, yeah.
Yeah, so they're definitely smarter than men. They're definitely more manipulative than men.
No, yeah, that's like a thing where it's like, you know, I mean, we've had the physical advantage for so long, but it's like they have to mentally have the advantage.
Yes.
They just it's biological, you know. I mean, not every girl out there is Caitlyn Jenner, you know, with a massive physical
Woman
advantage.
of the year only spent 8 months as a woman.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, honestly.
Right. Once again, you know, it's 80 cents on the dollar, right?
Yeah. You know, that's my favorite is when people are like, Caitlyn Jenner should be president. I'm like, you know what? At this point, this isn't
the bitch who killed a man with her car.
This isn't a serious country anymore. Maybe she should be.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not
very serious at all.
We haven't been a serious country in a long time. So it's my favorite thing is when people talk about issues and like in America, it's like, dude, we haven't been a serious country in years.
Oh, forever. I mean,
no one gives a fuck.
Dude, we went. JFK on like 1962 said we want to go to the moon before the end of the decade, and in 7 years we did it. Dude, we couldn't. I don't trust the president to tie his own fucking shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no. We can't take on any big tasks.
No.
Build a border wall. We can't even fucking. It took us 12 years to rebuild the fucking World Trade Center. Like you know, they literally had to go to court haggling over what designs. Like, we can't do shit in this country.
No, I mean we haven't been a serious country in a while. No. But it is. That's why I don't give a shit about politics. I'm like, can I entertain people and can I make some money?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm
perfect.
having a fun time.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about anything else. If I have a family, I'll protect my family with my life.
Yeah.
I will die before my wife and kids ever have to deal with anything. But like, does that mean that I care about the country as a whole? Not really.
No, well,
no, I don't really give a shit.
If more people took personal responsibility and fixed the world around them, if you improved that with that which you can have influence on around your own life, if everybody did that, we'd be in a much better place. But everyone's too busy telling, oh, the president should do this. How about you? How about you fucking fix your own house, asshole?
The president is representative of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like politicians in this
our government's
country,
a reflection of the shit that we are.
Yeah, where do you think the politicians come from?
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking us.
Yeah.
The population.
We voted them in.
We're shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're shit. Like, are we surprised?
I said that to.
Are we shocked?
I said that to a friend when.
Fucking no.
When Biden got elected, I was like, in a democracy, you don't always get what you vote for, but you definitely get what you deserve. Like your guy might not win, but if the other guy's that much of a piece of shit, it's like, well, your citizenry did that for you.
Dude, it's unreal. No, it's like George Carlin made that point.
Like, he's the best. He's my favorite of all time.
George Carlin made that point like 30 years ago. Nobody wanted to listen to him. My favorite is when people are like, oh, if you don't vote, you have no right to complain. I'm like, what about if you do vote?
And you put that fucking dipshit in the office.
You put some absolute mongoloid in the presidency. It's like, you did that.
You did that yourself.
Like, it's like, dude, why would you support a system, first of all, that's broken?
Yeah.
I get it. People think you should, like, if voting matters. I don't think it does.
Well, people talk about it too much, dude. When I was your age, no one talked about politics this openly. And 17 years later, it's all people talk about all day. I'm like, I'm not interested in that.
Yeah, I don't care.
You know what's not fun?
I don't care.
Let's talk about the fucking ball game or some bullshit TV show that came out, or what chick you're trying to hook up with. I don't care about.
Are you enjoying your Denny's French fries?
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I give a shit about.
Yeah,
Are you enjoying your In-N-Out burger?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a sandwich, buddy. I don't want to talk about geopolitics right now.
Dude, if you're enjoying your Zinger Mountain Melt, that's all I give a shit about. Melts. That's from Miller's Ale House, the greatest restaurant on earth.
I've been there with you. You took us to a Miller's.
Yeah, I did. I took you and Jeff there. It was fucking great.
Good time.
It's the greatest restaurant ever.
It's great. Here's the next one. And this actually dovetails with what you were talking about a little bit. What we were talking about earlier about porn.
Oh, another topic. Let's go.
Yeah, it says young men prefer playing video games over having sex. Young men are choosing video games over sex, says a U.S. study. For guys in their early 20s, a quarter of the drop in casual sex can be linked to gaming. The study analyzed 2,000 people aged 20 to 24, finding a rise in those reporting no casual sex in the past year. Drinking was the main factor for women, while for men, it was playing video games. So drinking actually caused women not to have sex, which is smart. Women get drunk, don't want to make a bad decision. Men... fucking loser playing video games. No, put the pussy away, hun. I want to keep playing Call of Duty.
They get drunk.
What are you doing, dude?
They get drunk and they jack off to Spider-Man.
Yeah, like, what are you doing, dude? Yeah,
right.
I'd rather play this game and jerk off to a hot female Twitch, gamer girl, than actually having sex with the woman in my bed. It's like, what is wrong with you, dude?
Dude, it's like...
It's frightening.
Dude, I'm 23. 50, it's like more than half of guys at this point aren't even pursuing a relationship.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think people realize how over it really is for most guys. Like, I'm kind of cute. I get it. I'm kind of cute. I do well with girls. But like most guys, they're just done.
Oh.
They're fucking done.
Yeah, they're basically cashing. They're saying there's no value for them in the dating market, so they're just walking away. Yeah.
Smart. Yeah. Well, dude, that's like the thing is like even if you date a good girl, she's still a woman, so she might still walk out for like seemingly, it just happens.
Yeah.
You can't control these things. It's like, maybe you find a good woman, maybe you do. I've dated some good women, but like sometimes for really not a solid reason, they're just like, yeah, I don't know. I'm like,
well,
okay, well,
sometimes
great.
It doesn't work out, dude.
Well, great. I'll talk to your friends.
Yeah.
Is that cool? I fucking hope so. I don't know. Yeah. It's just like it's tough out there, guys.
Yeah.
It's tough out there for guys.
Do you? I know you said you want a family, but is that something that you're going to actively pursue? You kind of figure like, I'll keep dating women, and if it comes along, or is that something that you're focused on actually getting done?
If it happens, it happens.
Okay.
But no, I'm not like, no, dude. I mean, I went through a breakup a few months ago, but I'm.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that to me. Are you feeling good? Everything all right?
It's cool.
How long are you dating the gal? We don't have to mention her name.
No, I was dating her for a while. It was cool. I mean,
were you guys like exclusive?
Yeah, we were.
Okay.
No, and then I didn't really see the breakup coming, but it is what it is.
Okay.
Not to get into the specifics of it, but it's like when the breakup happened, I'm just focusing on myself and dating some sweet young girls casually.
Nice.
And it is what it is.
Yeah,
I mean, that's all I can do.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't want to talk to me, and I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know what I did.
Yeah, it's one of those things that hurts, but it's like
it's fucking. It's part of
life. It just
life.
doesn't work out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, it's like
you don't always get what you want. You know?
No, it doesn't. And she was like a good girl, like a good girl, like the type of girl I told you about earlier.
Yeah.
Like you don't find those girls often. And I wanted to work things out with her, but she just didn't work. So I had to leave. So it's like whatever. I'll just work on me. And I mean, you know, I got fired from my job, so it's like I'm also
congratulations. Now with 2 unemployed guys on the fucking on the air. Talk about dangerous. Yeah,
it's just seriously, yeah.
Two unemployed comics.
If I was
we're canceling our careers right now.
I'm mentally ill. If I was more mentally ill, I would probably shoot up your local school. But I'm not gonna do on I'm doing.
No, well, you're doing the right thing. You're focusing on work, and you know when I get.
I'm self-employed now.
Whenever I'm single, I focus on whatever I'm passionate about, comedy, obviously, and I increase the amount of time I spend working out.
Yeah,
just because I might as well do something positive, get in better shape. It helps meet the next gal that much easier.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I mean it's like a, you know, I mean when I was dating this girl, like one of my big dreams was that I could be self-employed, so I could spend more time with like my family and you know people that are important, like her and my friends. Yeah. And I mean now that I'm single, I'm self-employed. I'm living the life I've always wanted to live. You know, I can take a trip to LA and not even worry about how much money I'm spending.
Nice.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. But it's like, you know, I mean, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I think an important skill for young men to learn is how to walk away from a woman.
Oh, for sure.
You have to learn that.
For sure.
You have to learn that.
I bet being a comic actually helps because you eat so much rejection starting out as a comedian.
Yeah.
Like rejection by women. It's like I got rejected by 300 people in a crowd with a spotlight on me. You telling me you don't like me is, you know, it hurts, but oh well. You know, there'll be another show tomorrow night. You know,
sometimes it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a great girl. I have nothing against her, but you know, it's like it just didn't work out. So I'm focusing on me.
Good, man.
That's all I can do, dog.
Happy to hear it.
I'm in the best shape I've ever been. Doing jiu-jitsu, doing Muay Thai, just trying to live my life.
Good-looking young guy. I'd fuck you if I was a homo.
Nah, but there's some sweet young things out there that I can talk to, and that's great.
Nice.
Love that shit.
Nice. So where can the people find you, Nate?
Oh,
on the internet. The plugs. It's plug time.
Nate Roscoe, Nate_Roscoe on Instagram, TikTok. YouTube channel is Nate Roscoe. I make documentaries about comedians. And I'm self-employed now.
Yeah.
And
check out his Man on the Street stuff. I'm telling you guys, it's fun stuff.
I mean,
very, very thoughtful questions.
If you're middle-aged and you have a daughter and she's 18 years old, send her my way.
Oh,
that's
the age of consent across the country. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
middle-aged, 18. You want them fresh out, like you want them college age.
Even
I guess you're 23.
Maybe if they're in their 20s. Yeah, if they're 20s, send them my way. No, seriously.
Maybe if they're in their 20s.
I know how to treat a girl. I know how to make a girl come. I'll take good care of her. Yeah.
Would you date an older lady?
I have, and I.
No, how old? Like 35? How old would you get?
I've dated a 39-year-old.
I was going to say because
she's a beautiful woman.
A young, good-looking guy like yourself. I feel like there's a lot of cougars out there. You know, a lot of first wives who have alimony payments coming from their husbands that you could slide right into that. You know.
I'm pining for the day I get to meet Tony Hinchcliffe because a 39-year-old that I was with has dated Tony Hinchcliffe.
Okay.
So I would get to tell Tony Hinchcliffe, "Hey man, we're Eskimo bros. Did you know that? We're Eskimo bros."
I've met him a few times. I think I'll look at you with a blank stare and be like, "What are you talking about?"
I'll drop her name. He'll be like, "No, you fucking didn't."
Yeah.
Be like, "Yeah, this was like 3 months ago, bro."
Nice.
Now she's a nice girl. I like 39-year-olds. As long as you're hot, hit me up.
Yeah, she taught you a little something in the bedroom, right?
Yeah.
She licked your butt for the first time. Okay.
That's filthy.
I know.
Now I'll choke a 39-year-old to sleep. I'll do it.
I'll choke that. I'll put her in a sleeper.
Dude, I'll choke girls to sleep. If girls are into choking, send them my way.
Yeah,
I have an edge. I'm a nice boy, but I have an edge.
I haven't signed a release. So if the cops show up, like, hey man, she signed the paperwork.
Yeah, she signed my contract that I wrote for her. It's yeah.
It's just a scribble because you took her dead hand and fucking. Weekend that Bernie signed it.
You know, just put her fucking, like, why does the signature look like your name, sir?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Don't worry about it.
I don't fucking know.
Details. Don't worry about that.
Dude, I don't know.
Dude, this is so fun. Happy to have you in town, man.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be in LA, dude.
Yeah, man. All right, dude. Guys, that's it for this episode. Nate Roscoe is the best. Check him out online. Follow the podcast at Ready Set Blow. Follow me at Randy Valerio. You guys know what's going on. Rate, review, subscribe. Keep fucking clicking that like button and tell your friends about me so I can stop working a day job. I know I resigned, but now I need your money so I can keep sitting here doing nothing, talking shit to you folks.
And say the N-word to end world hunger. Do it. You're going to end world hunger. Fucking say it.
Bring it all back.
Say it, you fucking pussy. Yeah.
Stop being a bitch. All right, guys, that's it for this one. We love you. Check you next week.